Yo, what's happening, people? Okay, we are live right now. Live from the village right now. Excuse me. My voice gonna be croak right now. It is 8:38 in the PM right now. It is the 6th of February 2023 right now. I'm in London, England right now. Where you at right now? It is movie night right now. About to start movie night. We're about to watch The Final Destination from 2009. It is 1 hour and 21 minutes long. If you don't have it on DVD or Blu-ray or any kind of physical media, that's cool. It's available on Netflix. If you don't have Netflix or any other ways you can watch it, that's cool. You can still come along and have some fun. But here's the thing. This is a change of plan because it was supposed to be Halloween Kills. We're supposed to be continuing the Halloween journey, and Halloween Kills, the second to the last Halloween movie, was next. However, for some reason, unbeknownst to myself, Amazon will not let me buy Halloween Kills. I don't know why. I tried it. It won't go through. It kept telling me payment declined. I called my bank. They're telling me everything's fine on their ends. They're telling me Amazon ain't even tried the payment for them to even decline it. Like, there's nothing going through. So I don't know what's happening. There are other places I can get it from, but I'd rather get it from Amazon since I tend to buy it all my movies from Amazon. I'd rather have it in one place. But for some reason, it's not going through. So that might have to be next week or another week. We'll see how that goes. But for now, let me switch off to the screen. Wagwan, people, wagwan. Okay, so yeah, it's movie night, and it's not the movie that we planned on watching. But you know, it's I guess a horror movie. It was in my Netflix Netflix watch list. So I figured, yeah, why not? Close enough. It's not a long film, and we try to stick to films that are a bit shorter, and especially as I started a little bit later than originally intended, so it's best to go for a short movie. So yeah, an hour 21 minutes. The Final Destination. It's the 4th Final Destination movie. I've only seen the first one, but it was many years ago. I think I saw it probably around about when it came out, or maybe a few years after it came out. I don't remember a whole lot from that movie. I remember, of course, the bit with the truck and the pipes and stuff like that, but I don't remember a whole lot, and I've not seen part 2 or 3. I don't know how much they continue or link to each other, but whatever. We could skip a few. Why not? What up, Brax Bivvy, in a place to Bivvy. How you doing today? It is movie night. It is The Final Destination. You've seen all of them. Awesome. Well, if you did want to watch along, it's on Netflix, or if you got it on any other means, you could get it ready on Zero. But if not, it's still cool. Come along and have some fun. But yeah, I've not seen this one. I've only seen the first one many years ago. I don't remember a whole lot what happened. I don't remember the story. I mean, I remember basically what it's about, but yeah, I don't remember any kind of details and stuff. It's just too long ago for that. But anyway, it's all good. Wanted to watch Halloween Kills. Amazon was not letting me buy Halloween Kills. I don't know why. It was not letting me buy it. It kept telling me payment declined, but when I called my bank, they were like, nah, everything's fine. You're plenty of money in the account. Amazon ain't even tried the payments. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know, but hopefully I'll be sorted out. Hopefully by next week, or at least soon enough anyway. Whatever happened there, we could resolve itself. But for now, I just figured, you know what, let me just start this up. The Final Destination for movie night instead of Halloween Kills, and hopefully continue our Halloween journey another time. But anyway, how's your day going? How's your day been? Appreciate you joining this live stream. We'll start the movie in a little bit. So if you have it, get it ready on Zero. Get it ready on Zero, and we'll start. So here's the thing. I have been looking to get a new PC. So I've been wanting to get a new PC for a while now. I've been using my laptop for pretty much everything for the past at least 5-6 months, maybe longer. I have a desktop, but my desktop has been having problems for the longest time, so I haven't actually turned it on for a good while because it's just been having issues where it turns itself off or things like that. And it's, I mean, in all honesty, my desktop is was getting on a bit for it's old. My desktop is old, so yeah, it's been having bare problems over the last, well, before I turned it off for the last time, it's been having bare problems. So it's been on my mind to get a new desktop computer at some point, and I do believe I'm at a point where I'm just about ready to get one, maybe in the next maybe month or so. So I've been looking today at different desktops and whether it's best to buy one or to build one. Yo, what up, Frozen G? I've previously built desktops in the past. Like, that's been my kind of things, building the, you know, buying the parts and put them together. I've been doing that for like, well, I wouldn't say I've been doing it for 20 years, but because it's not quite accurate. It's not like I'm building PCs all the time, but pretty much every desktop PC I've had has been really just an iteration of the first one that I built, where I've just replaced parts, upgraded parts, swapped out different parts, motherboards, processors, you know, hard drives, all that sort of stuff. I've just been upgrading and different parts and all that kind of stuff over the past 20 years. Ish, maybe a little bit less. So, but I was kind of looking at to see whether it's best to just buy one or to build one. I think it is still best to build one. You know, you save a little bit of money and you get more of the parts that you actually want. So I think I'm still going to go with a building route next time round. But I think the truth is I'm probably going to be spending more, no matter which way I do it, I'm going to spend more money than I would prefer to. I'd rather keep it to around about less than £1,000, but I don't think it's going to be possible with the types of parts that I'm looking for. I don't think it's going to be possible to keep it less than 1,000. Yeah, I think it's going to be, I mean, what I was looking at today looks like it's going to be around about the £1,500 mark, which is, you know, not ridiculous, but yeah, a little bit more than what I was originally planning for. But hey, it's how it be sometimes. On the cinema, unlock my TV apps. You can watch Halloween Kills for me. Night buffer a bit though. Yeah, I generally don't bother with those stuff though. I mean, I'd rather not. I mean, each their own and all, but I'd just rather not with those. If I can't do it legit, then I usually just don't bother. You know, all the sort of, you know, torrent sites and stuff like that. You know, they have their purposes, but for me, I just feel like if I can't do it legit, I'd rather not. So appreciate that, but nah. But try a PC. Do you want to buy? You can buy one for £1,000. Is it better to build? I watched a movie on Netflix called I Came By. How was that? What up, Sam? Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. It's based in UK. Okay, cool. UK. Yeah, you can buy PCs for £1,000. I just don't think I'm gonna get the type of PC that I want and the type of sort of specs I want. It's not gonna be £1,000. It's gonna be at least a few £100 more than that. So yeah. But I mean, whether it's better to build or better to buy, I think for myself it's going to be better to build. I don't know if I'd say it's better to build for everybody. A lot of it depends on how you are with computers, because when you build your PC, you don't have any tech support, or at least you have very little tech support, I should say. So like if things go wrong, you have to try and figure it out yourself for the most part. You know, you don't really get a lot of, you know, help. Like certain things you might be able to get help with, like if there's an issue with the operating system, you can call, you know, Microsoft or whatever. But general kind of PC problems, if you building it yourself, you're gonna have to figure it out yourself. And for people who don't want to be doing that, it's probably best you buy a pre-built PC. That way you've got supports in case things go wrong. But yeah, if you don't mind figuring stuff out yourself, if you don't mind, you know, taking the time to buy the right parts and making sure things are compatible and making sure you're understanding which things go with which, because not all RAMs work with all motherboards, not all processors work with all motherboards, not, you know, all that sort of stuff, and making sure you understand the difference between one type of RAM and another type of RAM. If you're willing to go through all that, then yeah, you can save probably about between three to £500 building it yourself. So yeah. Do you do gaming on it? That's the question. How's everyone doing this evening? I'm doing pretty okay. How's you doing? How's your day going? How's your day been? I don't know anything about PC building. Yeah, I mean, it's not terribly difficult. Like I said, the first PC I built was about 20-ish years ago. And I was supposed to have a friend that was supposed to come around and help me out, but he ended up flaking on me and not coming. And because I'd already bought all the parts and he never came around in the end, I just figured it out myself. And I would say in my experience, I felt like it was easier than it might seem. That being said, you know, you still got to be careful with how you handle the parts and making sure you're not damaging things, especially a lot of the parts can be quite delicate. Yeah, I do plan on doing some gaming, but maybe not the hardcore gaming. Like I don't overly care about the absolute latest, you know, 10K, whatever, 8K, I don't know what the latest is. You know, I don't really care too much about that. That being said, yeah, I'd want it to be capable. I certainly don't want to buy something that I'm going to have to replace in 2 months. You know what I mean? So I do want something that is capable, that could potentially last me a good while before I really have, like I said, the last time I did like a major upgrade on my desktop PC was probably like 7-8 years ago, and that was like when I replaced like the processor, the graphics card. You know, that was about 7-8 years ago, and it lasted me a good 5-6 years before it started to, you know, show problems. So I'd rather do something like that. I'd rather spend the extra money and have something that can last me a while before I really have to consider replacing it, you know, than just buying something that, you know, I'm gonna have to spend another £200-300 next year on it. You know, I don't want to do that. Yeah, what up, Reese? It's going all right. It's going all right. Could be better. Could be worse. Well, I guess it's a nice balance then. But yeah, so here's the thing. For those who might not have heard, which is, I think, everybody, since or most of you anyway, since I said it right at the beginning. But yeah, so we were supposed to watch Halloween Kills on this movie night. However, for some reason, Amazon would not let me buy Halloween Kills. It was just not coming through. It kept telling me that the payment was declined. I don't know why the payment was declined. I called my bank. They said everything's fine. In fact, my bank said Amazon didn't even try for the payment for them to even decline it. Like, there's literally nothing showing on their end to say that they've even tried to take a payment. But Amazon's like, yeah, decline. I know there's other places you can buy these things from, like other sites that do the movies and things like that. But because I've already got a whole bunch of movies from Amazon, you know, I'd rather not have this movie there, that movie there, and that sort of thing. So for now, I just thought, you know, let me switch movies for now, and then hopefully by next week or not too long from now, we can get back to the Halloween journey. But yeah, it is the final destination for this movie night. The Final Destination, which is on Netflix. If you've got Netflix, you can watch it there, get it ready on Zero, or if you got it on Blu-ray, DVD, Laserdisc, VHS, whatever, any other means you can watch it, get it ready on Zero. But if you don't have any kind of access to the movie, it's all good. You can still come along and have some fun. But we'll start the movie in a little while. But yeah, let me just go catch up with the chat just a little bit. Feeling better from the bug. Yes, I appreciate that. Thank you. But yes, I am feeling better. By the way, so here's the thing. I've learned a few things about diarrhea in the last week or so, and I don't mind sharing what I've learned about that particular illness with you. But let me know. Do you want to hear it? Is that something you'd want to hear before we start? We have to watch Final Destination, so I guess it's not out of you know, that. But let me know if you want to hear me talk about diarrhea for a few minutes before we start the movie, because I feel like I learned a few interesting things. But we'll see if you guys want to hear anything or not. Yo, what up, Jakes? Little Jakes in the place. Dehydrate shoes. That's all. Yeah, that is true. That's something. Yeah, that's one of the things I learned as well. You gotta drink water. You gotta drink lots of fluids, but of course water is good. I live with Sophie, who is poo obsessed, so go for it. Awesome. Yo, what up, Jakes? I'm doing all right. I'm just about to give a little information about diarrhea. So, before we start the movie, but if you've got the Final Destination, then get it ready on 0. But yeah, before we start the movie, I'm just gonna talk a little bit about diarrhea. So I'm gonna weird you out. Before we start this film. So yeah, here's what I learned about diarrhea in the past week. So there's different types of diarrhea, of course, and the most common one is brought on by, like, if you eat something that's contaminated with E. coli or some other kind of bacteria. That's the most common one. There's things like IBS, irritable bowel syndrome and stuff like that, which is a bit, not rare, but maybe a little bit less common. So most times you get diarrhea, it's going to be because you ate something or drank something contaminated without realizing. Here's the thing though, like, from the moment you eat or drink something contaminated to the time you start to experience the symptoms of diarrhea could be anything from around 30 minutes to about 2-3 weeks. Right, anything from between 30 minutes to 2-3 weeks. Now, generally, it's likely to be sooner rather than later, but pretty much anything you ate in the last 2-3 weeks could have caused it. And you have no real way of knowing for sure what exactly, because it could even be sometimes something that you ate that you eat all the time. It could even be that in some occasions. But yeah, but it's generally likely to be something out of the ordinary or something, from some dirty place or whatever. That's what it usually is. But it literally could be anything you had in the last 2-3 weeks that could cause you to have diarrhea. What else did I learn? So yeah, you gotta drink water. So even though your poo comes out runny, and you might be thinking that you gotta eat more solids and stuff like that, kind of the opposite is true. You actually gotta drink more because it dehydrates you. Like, it's to do with like how water is I can't remember the exact wording, but it's to do with like how water is absorbed or not absorbed or some kind of scientific thingy like that. But yeah, it actually dehydrates you, so you gotta actually drink more fluids and more water so you don't get dehydrated. There's certain foods that, also it cures itself after about a week-ish. Like, in most cases, you'll be cured within about a week. You don't have to necessarily take anything for it. That being said, there's certain foods that would make the symptoms worse, and there's certain foods that would make the symptoms a bit easier to handle. Amongst the foods, or amongst the things that make the symptoms worse, Sam, you're gonna hate this one. Coffee. So if you get diarrhea, it's best to avoid coffee for the week that you have it, because it could actually make the symptoms worse to deal with. So yeah, you might end up killing somebody in that week because you can't have coffee. You can't have there's like coffee, spicy foods, any kind of dairy would make it worse as well. Citrus fruits. So what they recommend is that you pretty much stick to like mostly just bland foods like toast, stuff like that. You can have bananas, salty foods that they say are good. What else was there? Apples and apple juices is all right, but for the most part it's just like bland food like toast with rice with nothing on it, just plain rice. So yeah, you're eating boring stuff for a week to help manage the symptoms. And of course there are pills you can get over the counter from the chemist or the pharmacist that can help with it as well. But yeah, it's not like like I say, that it cures itself. It's not necessarily a serious condition, but yeah, it's just very awkward for the time that you have it. Best to not go too many places, because you know you never know when that is gonna happen, right? But after a few days, you should hopefully start to calm down a bit, and and then maybe by a week or so, it should be either all gone, at least pretty much, you know, gone. So yeah, that's what I learned about diarrhea in the past week. So there you go, there you go. Let me catch up real quick. I once put pork pie in the microwave. Drunk one New Year's Eve. Oh, you were drunk one New Year's Eve. Only put it on for 20 seconds. Ate it, and never been so ill in my life. On food poison. Oof. Yeah. Things like that. Yeah. He's gonna dedicate on the diarrhea. Routine it well. Hey, reach one, teach one, right? Reach one, teach one. I learned some stuff that I didn't know, and now I'm imparting it in case you didn't know. Couldn't even drink a sip of water without throwing up. Oh, that's tough. That is tough. Good things. Just enjoying for days. How's the weekend? How many days have you got left? Because I think you had 4 days. Was it last week? It's plain water or coconut water. You gotta have it. Indeed, coconut water is real nice, actually. Okay, I'll take off. I appreciate you on the final points of diarrhea. Well, that's what we do, man. That's what we do. If I have to, but yes, I just drink water. I'm fine. Just water? Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, want to sell some stuff. You better have a stockpile of toilet tissue. That's for sure. Yeah, that helps. Then have it to go to the toilet. That's the worst. If you live with people and like there's like one toilet outside, and then it's like someone's always in there. It's like, bloody hell, man. What's wrong with my kids? What's going on? It's bruised. That sucks, Sam. Sorry. Last day, then I'm back to mounting. Ah, mate, snap back to reality. Whoop, there goes gravity. Yeah, that's. Oh, thing. The joys of this shit. You know what? That stingy burning arsehole thing. Wet tissue. As a matter of fact, whether you got diarrhea or not, wet tissue. Like, get some tissue, wet it, squeeze it, wet tissue. It softens the feel of like the wipe. Wet tissue. Diarrhea or not, wet tissue. It's just better all around. It's cleaner. It's softer. Doesn't scratch as much. So yeah. Wet tissue. Get some tissue. Put some water. Squeeze it. You know. Wet tissue. I mean, if you can. I mean, this is a bit. I don't know, depends on what you got access to, but if you can get like a bum spray, I don't know what the correct scientific term is, but you can get like these hoses. They have them. I see these when I was in Karachi, and you know, I'm sure you get them in the UK as well. But a lot of places have these in Pakistan, where you have like these this hose type thing that you just hold it and then you press a button. It's like a mini shower for your bum hole. Like it just shoots water out. If you could get something like that, even better. But if not, wet tissue. water. Don't be so bad. Nothing is coming out. Sweet tea is good. Oh yeah, tea. Oh yeah, tea's something you can have as well. But yeah, green tea, things like that. So yeah, tea's good. Tea's good. Yo, what up, Alan? A, eating a place to be. Wait till you sound like a game. A, for real. You know what? The first time using a wet tissue and then realizing how much shit you actually leave behind. I'm telling you, wet tissue. Yeah, wet tissue. Like you once you use a wet tissue and you will not want to go back. Wet tissue all the way. Putting you on game here. Putting you guys on game. If you don't know about the wet tissue, now you know. Wet tissue. Yeah, you can use baby wipes, I guess, but I mean that's money, innit? Wet tissue's just cheaper. I mean, if you're rich, you can do the baby wipes, but if you're poor, then yeah, you're a cheapskate. Wet tissue. If you got money like Braxton, then you can buy baby wipes. If you don't, then wet tissue. It's not like all the time. That's good. Nice, but the drains though. Ooh. Yeah, good. I don't think you could put baby. Yeah, you probably can't put baby wipes in the toilet. So yeah, unless you're gonna put the baby wipes in the bin, but then you got doo-doo in your bin. So it's like, do you really want that? You want doo-doo in your bin, stinking up the place? Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not. You know what? Nah, I've used it. I've used it. It's fine. Like I'm telling you, that would clean you out. I mean, it's not like it's shooting water at 1,000 miles an hour at you. You know what I mean? It's not like that. It's not. I don't know what kind of impression I might have created, but no, it's not like it's just blasting jet steamed water at your butt. No, it's not. It's not that powerful. It's not that powerful. It's just like it's like a water spray. You press a button, it just sprays the water. Yeah, that's. If you imagine like a mini shower, but maybe not as powerful. Like I mean, the showers are generally, well, if your shower works, it usually shoots the water out quite fast. But it's not that powerful. But it's strong enough to shoot water. But yes, maybe shooting water is not the right word to use. It's because it sounds like some kind of massive, some type of this powerful jet spray. No, it's not. It's not that powerful. It's just sprays water. It just sprays water. Grew up poor, of course I know about wet tissue. Hey, Sam knows. Sam knows. I tell you, the dodgy stomach. My folks were coming up. Some people that had used leaves, newspapers, and corn on the cob. What to wipe the bums? Like leaves and newspapers. Oof. And corn. Wiping your bum with corn. Raw. That's. Waste of good corn. Damn, that's not funny actually. I'm not laugh. My bad. I'm sorry. Oh, nice. How's that working out? Oh, you saying to see? I should have read on. My bad. Trust me. Get it. Okay. Well, I just walked into. Alan, you've been in this chat before. You know exactly what you walked into. You know exactly what you walked into. Don't act brand new. I know you've been away for a little while, but come on, Alan, don't act brand new. You know exactly what you walked into. Read a Reddit thing. What about how it's weird? How we use how we my fathers until there's no shit and deem that satisfactory clean. Let's say if the shit was on your armpit, there's no way you'd wipe it. Wait, you Reddit is a weird place, to be honest with you. Like, no, Reddit's fine, but it could be a weird place. It could be a weird place. Like, if you had shit in your armpits, I think you'd want to clean that out. I mean, I don't know how you'd get shit in your armpits in the first place, but if you hash your own bits, I'm pretty sure you'd want to clean it out. Yeah, shower. That's just cause we're conditioned to think it's normal. The sun don't shine, trust me, my eyes will be bucking. Now, for real, it's a little. It does feel a little weird at first. Like when you use it for the first time, it does feel a little weird. But I'm telling you, man, if you ever see one of those in somewhere, you happen to need it. If you ever need to take a poo someplace and they happen to have one of those, there you go, there you go. That's like my one of my mini life goals to own a house and then have one of those installed in my toilet. Clearly, I aim high. What these loose pals, I feel like telling you I'm cramping. Hey, I think we've talked about worse things, weirder things. Well, worse and weirder things. So yeah. I was driven around the venue ago, Jacob Cell, finding my way back. People on my phone. What about stinging nettles? Stinging nettles. I mean, why would you want to wipe out the stinging nettles? That sounds like a terrible idea. That sounds like a positively terrible idea. Like, I don't know if anybody's ever done that. But I feel like there's certain things you can just know is a bad idea without actually having doing it. That's one of them. You know what I mean? That's one of them. It's like blowing your nose with barbed wire. It's like you just know it's a bad idea. Like you don't need to actually try it. It's a terrible idea. Sat nav for getting around the band A helps with the traffic. Before that video and go ahead, and it's kind of comical. And people who didn't have enough money, didn't have toilets in their houses, they had to use our houses. Oof. Song. I don't believe I have, but apparently I did see something about on I think it was Loudwire saying that people should be paying attention, or why it was something about why people should be paying attention to Ronnie Radke. Ronnie Radke? I can't remember his name. Something Radke. But yeah, the lead singer of Full in Reverse. I didn't read the article clearly, but I probably should have. Maybe I should have. But no, not heard a new song, so I guess I probably should. I guess I probably should check that out. You need to separate. Yeah, Ronnie Radke. Yeah, we make content with people every day. When we use public transport and just when we're out. Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, the amount of people that don't even wash their hands, you probably come into contact with all kinds of stuff, piss, residue, whatever, doo-doo, spit, vomit. You know, you probably come in contact with all kinds of stuff you don't even realize. People are dirty. So yeah, make sure you're washing yourselves. Make sure you're washing your hands. You know, it's yeah. Make sure. All right, let's get this movie started. Been chatting for a little while now, so yeah, get it ready on 0. We're gonna move over to this screen. Let me put this thing up here so man don't get in trouble. And that is the wrong one. One sec. That is not the right image for this particular video. this particular live stream. There we go. That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted. So yeah, let's get this started. So yeah, we're gonna go 3, 2, 1, play. So, if you're ready, 3, 2, 1, play. I like Fall in Reverse, new song. Okay, so we've got 2 votes for Fall in Reverse, new song. All right, all right. I wear gloves a lot when I'm in public transport. Yeah, it's not a bad idea. Reaction to it. Alright, so speaking of reactions, Al, you've been doing bare reactions lately. Like, I don't know how many you've been doing. I've watched a few, but I feel like you've got like, I swear you do like 100 videos a week at this point or something like that. Like, it's a lot. Man's been busy. Will do. But yeah, you've been busy, dude. AE's been putting in at work. Pepsi. Guess who's sponsoring this movie? Would a stadium or any kind of arena like that actually have wooden benches for people to sit on? I'm just saying, like, this is 2009. I'm pretty sure a race stadium would not have wooden seats. They would actually have proper seats. I mean, I get it. They have to do it for the movie because, like, oh, you sat down and it cracks. Make us think something's going to happen. But really? Would that stadium have wooden seats? Certainly old wooden seats that crack when you sit on them. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm gonna do reactions because if a song is good, I get so lost in it. I wouldn't be much of a reaction. Well, I guess that'd be your reaction. You just getting lost in it. I like a Nintendo share. I gotta go. Oh, appreciate that, man. Nintendo. Well, you put tampons, tampons. Hey, wait. That's no, it's not. It's not. Mark Wahlberg. Kind of looks like Mark Wahlberg. I had a good few in the last 2 weeks. Most of my uploads are scheduled. Video uploads, I ain't done much. Over the weekend, having a break. Oh, yeah, you gotta take a break. Gotta take a break. Gotta have some me time. So you telling me they just happens to have a racing event in a stadium, in an old stadium that hasn't been refurbished, so everything's creasing and cracking. Like, they don't do safety checks before. Of course. Oh, you know, let me stop. Let me stop. Let me stop. Bro, I'm getting the feeling that there's gonna be a whole bunch of conveniences in this movie, or maybe, I don't know. We'll see. It's just started. Maybe they're just trying to trick us. So I've only seen the first Final Destination movie, and I saw that a long time ago, and I don't remember what happened. But real quick, was it something supernatural that caused all the things in Final Destination? Is it something supernatural, or was there like all like within worlds? I don't know if that's a better way of describing it. I'm saying you should do one for Anna, just asking. When you reckon it goes full on. This weekend all I did was play games and watch. Oh, that sounds like a good weekend. Speaking of drama series, by the way, the Last of Us series started a couple of weeks ago. I think about a week or two ago, maybe more. I've not watched it yet. I'm waiting for it to be all out, and then I'll try and binge watch it on Now TV. But yeah, that from what I'm hearing about it, that show sounds amazing. So I'm a big fan of the game. And apparently, even if you've played the game, they're saying that there's still things to get from the show. So yeah, I'm looking forward to finally, hopefully, in the next maybe few weeks, this month, next month, finally getting around to it. Well, I guess that guy got his way. She sees a crash. Running Mac goes full on Eminem, Tech 9 in that new song, dude. Has mask. Okay. Like I told y'all other week, don't know if you know well like Peninsula and Soul Station as much as you like drinks or something, but you'll see though. Yeah, that's in my list to watch. Oh damn, this lady getting trampled. They're really panicking. Oof. Oof. Engines come flying out of. Oof. 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 If that wasn't CGI though, that would have been so awesome. I'm gonna find that movie. Train to Busan is on Amazon. You could either buy it from Amazon or there's a free trial with one of the premium services. That's like a 7-day free trial or something. But yeah, if you look it up on Amazon Prime, you'll see where it says gives you the option to have a 7-day free trial. Well, assuming you haven't had that trial already, it will give you the option for it. Oof. Oh wait, so that was all a dream. Bloody hell, man. Oh, he's having visions. Get out of there. Get out of there. Once you see what's going to happen, you need to get out of there. He's on the same, wait until Last of Us finishes, then I'm going to binge watch it too. Yeah, I think it's only 8 episodes. I believe they're up to episode 4 at the moment, or about to show episode 4. So maybe like another 4-ish weeks to go, give or take. So this movie in the cinema and got the 3D experience. How was it in 3D? Maybe the CGI looks better in 3D. They don't look so good in 2D. Both 1 and 2 the Last of Us game. Yeah, no, they're both incredible games. Last of Us has already been renewed for a 2nd season. They ain't even finished the 1st season yet. They've already renewed it for a 2nd season. Oof. How did the tire just... Bruh. Yo, what up, Yuri? Thanks, bro. That's all good. I don't know, people don't like Last of Us Part 2, but I loved it. Yeah, I felt like a lot of people didn't like it for... At least from what I can tell anyway. For a lot of people seem to didn't like it for dumb reasons. And I know I saw a video. Somebody, well, kind of a friend-ish. Someone I know. Doesn't matter anyway. But yeah, someone sent me this video that I should watch, saying that this is the reason why people don't like The Last of Us. And I watched the video, and it was a 20-minute video by this YouTuber talking about all the reasons why people don't like The Last of Us. And then about 15 minutes into the video, the guy says that he hasn't actually played a game himself. So he's made this whole video. In fact, he actually made like a whole bunch of videos cussing out The Last of Us Part 2 about why it's bad, and he hasn't actually played it himself. So yeah, for me, I just feel like some people are just dumb. They jump on bandwagons, and can't really pay too much attention to a lot of that nonsense. I mean, The Last of Us Part 2, I mean, sure, you could nitpick parts of it. You could point out certain things that maybe don't make a whole lot of sense, for sure. But overall, that was a fantastic game, 1 and 2. And Left Behind as well. They were all fantastic. So if they ever make a Part 3, I'm down. I'm going to show you what I'm currently... Oh, Jacob, just watched a few good movies. Yeah, have you got Dead Space yet? No. The game is really good, and Game Pass, I just wait till it comes on sale. That's a cheapskates anthem. If it's not on Game Pass, I'll wait for it on sale. Hey, I ain't mad at it. That's exactly what I do. If I can't get it, for in one of the services, I'll wait for it to be cheap. That was terrible, but not gonna lie, some of the 3D effects were good. I ducked. Okay. I guess films like this are really kind of made more for that type of thing, aren't they? You know, how kind of 3D effect type thing where something comes flying at the screen and you're like, oh shit, you know? That was really enjoyable. It would be hard to resist the urge not to buy the late. Haze is highly fits game. Yeah, now there's plenty of games that come out that I'm always like, man, I want to get that, but I'd go broke real quick if I was trying to do that. If I was doing it. For the last few years, it's rare that I buy a game brand new. About the menu, it's pretty good. Reviews across the board. The menu's good. Okay. What's on the menu? Bubba Gump. Oh. Well, we know who the bad guy is. Bubba Gump is gonna get this guy. Can't let him call you that and get away with it. Both games, I go way into the first half, so I can't wait to finish the first part so I can jump in a second. Make sure you're taking it in. Make sure you're taking it in because there's a lot of detail that they put into that game. So make sure you're taking it all in. Wish I was a cheapskate. A retailer's wet dream. Yeah, I get that. I get that. I've had those periods of time in my life where I was just like buying pretty much every game as they come out. Play them once, never play them again. A lot of them you don't even complete. I was like, you know, this is not sustainable, man. This is just not sustainable. I can't. I'm gonna rent Bones and all this weekend. I've heard good things. But Bones, the TV show, like from like 2000 and something or other. Next month on the 24th. I can't wait. From some of the gameplay footage I've seen. Yeah. The original was a great game. So hopefully they've improved on that. This guy ain't got no good ideas. Why is he mad at security guard for not letting him go into the burning building though? Like, bruh. I guess stupid people always gotta blame somebody. also worth a watch. You probably got diarrhea. Did traveling change you as an individual? Oh, so I missed that question. Did traveling change me? I guess it did. I'm not sure how exactly yet, but I think every experience you have is going to change you in some way. There's certainly things I know now that I didn't know then, right? But I don't want to say it's like it's changed me in some big way, because I guess that hasn't happened, at least not that's noticeable. How did that did not catch fire? Come on. What was it? Because the oil, like, oh yeah. Of course. My days, this feels stupid. This feels so stupid. But yeah, and I did get a little ill, as little Jake just mentioned. Wasn't that like the security guard store? Bubba Gump. Yeah, I got a couple of titles. Yeah. A couple though. I'm guessing it's actually much more than a couple, little Jakes, right? More than a couple, isn't it? Be honest now. More than a couple. CS5, CS6, I'm guessing. For Bones, yeah, I think it, I mean, yeah, it was like, what's his face? David Boreanaz, who was Angel, so he would have done it, I guess, after Angel. I don't know when that ended, but 2005, 2006 sounds about right-ish. By the way, I'm almost done with Buffy season 7, final season. Almost all the way through it. And I'm almost finished with Angel season 4. So I've only got one more season after this for Angel. Well, I mean, I won't say too much now, but Buffy's a fool, man. Like, Buffy is an actual idiot. Buffy is actually, no, let me not say it. She's not a fool. She's not a fool, but she's a fool. You know what I mean? Like, she's a bloody hell. And all, there's a love story with a bit of cannibalism running. Oh wait, Bones and All. Okay, yeah. No, I've heard of that. I know that. I haven't seen it, but I think I've heard of it. I'm pretty sure I've heard of it. Sounds familiar. Hey, that's the. She's in Better Call Saul. Army 4 on the PS4. What, the original? Oh wait, PS4. Yeah, the original. Years ago, I saw a Goofy movie from over there in England. Another Hood. Oh yeah, I know that film. I've not seen it, but yeah, I know it. It came around a time where I guess quite a few of those movies were coming out. I think it was like Kidulthood was coming out, and then that came out maybe around about the same sort of time. Oof, look at that. One mistake. You never know. Arnie might make an appearance, or he might not. You will have to watch and see. Stick around. So if it changed you because you first enjoyed me objectifying your bald head, but yesterday you said you didn't like it. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, you know, you say it once or twice, haha. You say it like 3-4 times, like, dude, it's cool. We don't need to keep doing that. You know what I mean? I don't. That's not because of my trip. That's just because yeah, we don't need to be doing it every single time. You know what I mean? Once is haha, twice is 3 times, dude. Come on. You know what I mean? It's like that. It's like that. You'd think in this world, like 4 movies in, people just like make sure everything is like screwed in properly and fixed up and not left lying around. Won't it though? Won't it? Oof, that. Suspense. Keep in mind. That's it. Right. Speaking of, I have to deposit and talk about bathroom. It's been 4 days. And I'll start. Oof! Oof! She's got her eye on both everything now. All over the wall. Oof. They still haven't been able to flush it down. Whatever, broken toilet or something? I mean, it's Taco Bell, they probably do. I think they probably do. Alright, tons of it. Yep. Nothing to do with Bones, a TV show. Yeah, I think I've heard of that. Was it Bones and All? I'm sure I've heard of it. It sounds like something I've heard of. It's not a new film, is it? It's like, I feel like it's maybe some years back. She's freaking out. I'm sure opinion stuff for appreciative of your generous deposit. Only true love story. I was kind of busy. Well, I mean, you gotta eat your horse out, right? Literally. What did you think of Buffy season 7? You know, it's okay. I feel like they've got a lot of really cool ideas, especially in terms of like, I mean, I think I've got about 5 episodes to go, so it's not resolved yet. But I feel like they've got a lot of cool ideas in terms of like trying to end on a big note. But it's more just the way they kind of portray the characters, in particular Buffy and Spike. You know, with everything Spike's done and the way Buffy just keeps helping him out and forgiving him, it's beyond ridiculous. You know, it's beyond ridiculous. Like, soul or no soul, like, Spike is not a good person. And the last episode I watched was one where Principal Wood, you know, the one whose mother was killed by Spike. Oh, spoilers, by the way, for if you've seen it. But it was he was gonna trap Spike in that room and then try to kill him, and it didn't work out so well. And Spike's supposed to be like, oh, I've got a soul now. I feel so bad for all the bad things I've done. Yet he felt no kind of way about the fact that he killed this guy's mother. Like, he just couldn't understand why he'd be mad that somebody killed his mother when he was 4 years old. And he's going about, well, I was a vampire, she was a slayer, that's just the game. Which, you know, yeah, technically true. But if you're supposed to have a soul now and start feeling remorse, really? You know what I mean? Really? And then he's all like, yeah, I'm going to let him live now because I killed his mom, but next time I'll kill him. Like, really? You're supposed to be feeling remorse now, and this is, you know, really? But then, not that long ago, he's all crying to Buffy about all the bad things he's done. And it's like, really? Like, which is it? Like, this, he's not a good person. He's not. Soul or not, he is not a good person. And the way Buffy keeps caping for this guy after he tries to kill her for like however many seasons, tried to rape her, and she's still like, oh, but he's a strong warrior. Like, no, he is not a good person. You don't need him. You don't need this guy. You don't need him at all. They should have killed him off a long ass time ago. Like, he is not a good person to have around. Matter of fact, this guy tried to rape her, and then it's like the same episode or the next episode, she's taking her sister to stay with him. It's like, are you dumb, fam? Like, are you dumb? That might have been season 6, actually. But the point is, it's like these last few seasons, that Buffy Spike relationship has just been all the way wrong. It's so wrong. Even by 2003 standards, it's just wrong. That's maybe. I can say, Jacob, I'm mature and take if you don't love me enough to eat my heart, you really don't love me. I mean, the heart's the, what, left side of the chest? I mean, left side, right side. Down today. Came out last year. Okay, then I might be thinking of something else then. Might need to work on that. Being romantic doesn't come natural to me. Being romantic's easy. Just say. Just give roses or something. Like, buy roses and be like, here you go. That's romantic, isn't it? Roses and biscuits. Women like roses and biscuits. If you want to be really romantic, get a roses, biscuits, and a butt plug. That's well romantic. Well, Spike's redemption story and a conversation with dead people. Episode's brilliant. The conversation with dead people, I thought was pretty cool. Actually, I did like that episode. Ooh, how close is that? It's your turn. Oosh. Oof. But yeah, I feel like they had a decent thing going with Spike's Redemption. Like, it was going quite interestingly for a while. But I feel like in the last few episodes, especially that I've been watching, or really this last season, that I've been watching, I've just been like, bruh, like, nah. He's not a good person. And they're doing this whole thing about, you know, his mother really loved him. My mother really... It's like, bro, you spent hundreds of years killing people. Like, so what if your mother loved you? Like, so, why are we bringing this up? Why are we trying to justify this guy? He still did it. Ugh. Eva. This be kind of sick. Giles, old ops, Ethan Rain. Oh yeah. He ain't been around for a while though. He's up shit on Spike. Yeah, he made mistakes, but he is an attractive dude in that show. Is he? Is he? The only attractive dude? I don't know. Let's see. It's kind of pale. He's got that bleach blonde hair going on, which, like a obsessed Eminem fan. Well, so the guy who plays Principal Wood though, his name's DP Woodside. I see him in a couple other things. He was in 24 as the vice president in the first season, and then he was like president in like season 4 or 5 or something like that. But I swear, like every time I see him in something, or at least most times I see him in something, he seems to be just getting like the raw end of the stick. Like the things that don't seem to go his way. Like I don't think I've seen this guy play a character where things work out for him. It's just like, nah, it just sucks. It just seems to suck for this guy. Like having a bit of a rap, I'd say, with someone. Oh, I'm sorry, Jacob, I forgot to put that at the end. Roses and biscuits there, man. That's what I've been doing wrong all these years. Yeah, roses, biscuits, and a butt plug. You do that? Exactly, that's the important bit. You got to sniff the butt plug when you're giving it to her as well. That's super romantic. As you give them the butt plug, make sure you sniff it. Tell you, man, you do that, any girl, any girl. Has to do to keep me happy is feed me. Yeah, cookies. Was it? Oh wait, no, not cookies. Was it Turkish Delights? That was it. Turkish Delights. Any more tips I can use? Oh man, I got loads of tips. I got loads of tips. Like if you're taking a girl out on a date for the first time, like tell her you could order anything you want, right? So like, take her to a fancy restaurant and tell her you can order anything you want, right? And then like after you eat your food, like make sure you eat quick. Eat your food quick. And then say, excuse me, I need to go to the toilet. But instead of going to the toilet, just duck out the restaurant and just leave her there. Treat him mean, keep him keen. Girls love that. Girls love that. Nicky Wood, let's say for in the late 70s. What's his name's mama? I like that shirt he had on. Yeah, that's the one. Nicky. Well, the Slayer was Nicky Wood, yeah. So I'm gonna look up his stuff too. Yeah, he's in 24. He was in some movie that I watched. I don't remember what it was called, but it was like I think he played like a character where his wife died or something like that. But yeah, I've seen him in like a few things. He just seems to play characters where things just don't go well for him. Man, look at that though. That's gonna suck. In a car wash. Open just enough to get all the water in, not enough to get out. Oh, is she gonna drown in the... Oh, shoot. Saw him a couple of stuff. Was hot, sure, but only appreciated that years later. My younger years, Spike was my guy. So I guess as you got a bit older and you preferred less toxic people. Yeah, maybe murderous rapists aren't such good guys after all. Let me the guy with a good job. One word, forget his name. Hey, just to clarify, is that the butt plug for the man or the woman? I mean, for her, but if you want to get one too, I mean, I guess, you know, hey, why not? Maybe get matching butt plug. That's probably even more romantic. But if you get matching butt plugs, you've got to sniff one and lick the other. Oh, it's going to get decapitated. Decapitated by a car wash. Oh, wait, Sam, is this why you don't like car washes? I remember you saying that you don't like car washes. Is this why? is this the reason? I mean, how did they know that was happening specifically, though? That's a lucky guess. Oh, they're gonna save her. Ooh, how close was that? We now know why you're single, Woody. You sniff butt plugs. You're supposed to sniff butt plugs, right? Don't tell me you're not supposed to sniff butt plugs. I think you're lying when you say you don't sniff butt. You sniff and lick butt plugs. Boosh. Raw. It's been 20 years since 50 Cent dropped Get Rich or Die Trying album. I did a reaction of it to some Back Down. 50 and Back Down. He said never been a fan of his music. You know, he's got some bangers still, you know, like if you listen to that first album, Get Rich or Die Trying, it's a very scientific album in a sense that how it's produced. Like every song is like 2-3 minutes, you know, and it's very much like when you listen to it, it's like hit, because like it's very much purposefully created to be that kind of quick, short attention, get to the chorus, you know, kind of like beat, you know, you got like the kind of the party beat, you know, like I'm 50 Cent. I know he did this deliberately because I've seen him in interviews talking about it. But yeah, as a creative project, you can say, okay, it lacks creativity. Well, it doesn't lack creativity, but it's maybe not as creative as it could be. But in terms of creating something that you know a large amount of people are going to listen to and be like, yo, that's a banger, yo, that's a banger, yo, that's a banger. It does that. Like, if you listen to that album, and especially I think they released bare singles from that album as well. So if you listen to that album now, it's kind of like back to back. Yeah, that was a hit. That was a hit. So it's not a bad album in my opinion, but knowing how what they did, it does kind of feel like I know what they were trying to do, and it does feel a little bit cheap at times, where because it's like it was done very deliberately to create that experience, and they did that. So you can't be mad at that. But it is also like, yeah, I get it. But you could probably pick out any song on an album and you know at least the chorus, or you know kind of the hook to it, you know. And you've probably heard, because a lot of singles got released, but you've probably heard a bunch of those songs in various places, even if you've never bought the album. So that when you do listen to that album, it's like, oh yeah, I know that. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, I know that. Hook, chorus, banger, hook, chorus, banger. It's a very deliberately, purposefully designed that way. And it works. It works. Well, I think it works. But it's kind of like, yeah, I get it. It was done for that. Oh, no. Oh, wait. It's not his time yet. But he didn't die at the NASCAR racing thing, so... So like a little toxicity, don't get me wrong. You need to keep things exciting. Yeah, just a tiny little bit. Just a tiny little bit. Preferably from System of the Down. This isn't why, you know. But I definitely... Why? But it definitely didn't help. Oh, yeah, about the car wash. Yeah, okay, yeah. I've ever used a butt plug. Never needed to. I don't know, maybe a potato will work just as well. I don't know. Whatever you're into. I'm not here to judge. Yeah, he did. He got crushed. He got crushed. Oh yeah, no, yeah, he did, didn't he? Yeah. Eyes remember. Eyes remember. I'll say one thing about 50 Cent. He knows how to make serious money with his various. No, for sure. For sure. Knows how to make money, knows how to handle that money too. Power is a hit. It's a hit show, or was. I've not watched Power actually. Any of it. And there's like a new one coming out, BMF as well. Like, and there's like a, was it Power Book of Job or something? I think it's, I don't know. It's cool, but yeah, there's like a new Power series now. So I mean, is it worth getting into, or? And if I do I need to start all the way from the beginning, or could I just start with like one of the more newer ones? Oh, they just left this old guy. Doesn't even seem power balance if it's in produce show. Yeah. Yeah, he had big time TV exec. I think he's got his hands in boxing as well. Like, I'm pretty sure I heard somewhere that he's got his fingers in like boxing promoting, or I don't know if it's in a big way or anything, but I'm sure I read that somewhere. I heard that somewhere, or maybe he did. I don't know if he still does, or maybe he did and I just heard wrong. It's an incompetent hospital if they're letting that much water just pour out that, though. Nobody's like weirded out by that guy did look, but still. I think he's a button promoter. Okay. Yeah, it was around about the time that film, Southpaw came out. Because he's in the movie, or he's like a small part in the movie. And I remember, I think it was around about something that came out. They were saying something about he had being involved in boxing promoting, but cool. That's a good movie, by the way, Southpaw, if you've not seen it. Has close links with Floyd Mayweather. Okay. Well, I guess he's making bare money off that guy. How much the series in ages, unless it's really, really good. I struggle to focus on them. There's just too much choice right now. There's still a few good ones. Wednesday. Oh, Well, there you go. Ring Tulsa King on Paramount. Okay, that's the Stallone one, isn't it? But yeah, Wednesday on Netflix was really good. I don't know if you watched out or not, but if you didn't, that's one I'd recommend as a more recent show worth checking out. It's got Jenna. What's her last name again? Jenna Ortega as Wednesday Addams. I haven't seen Wednesday. What's it about? It's based on the Addams family. Well, it's not really based on Addams family. No, it's based on Addams family, but not like it's. They've effectively taken Wednesday Addams from the Addams family and created a story based around her going to Nevermore Academy, sort of mid-season, and there's like this kind of murder mystery. There's a murder mystery that she's trying to solve. I won't spoil it too much for you. But yeah, it's kind of like that. And you know, if you know the Addams family, they're very much, you know, macabre. I think that's the right word to use. You know, into kind of like torture and stuff like that. And Wednesday's very much that kind of character. Kind of very deadpan, very kind of very like borderline between confidence and arrogance. You know, sometimes it sways a little bit one way or the other. But yeah, it's a good show. I think they've carved out a pretty decent show with that. I don't think you don't need to be an Addams Family fan to watch it. You know, because it's pretty much its own thing. It's just based around those characters. Or Wednesday more specifically. Uh-oh. This is all repeating itself. Yeah. Nothing's gonna happen. Nothing at all. Just a series of the most unlikely events. I mean, it's a mafioso who got stationed in Tulsa, Oklahoma, a place not known for mafia activity, and he has to adjust to his new environment. So Stallone plays an old gangster. Wrong movie. So it's enough to sell me. Okay. We got Stallone fan. Expendables 4 is coming out this year. Or due out this year. Whether it actually comes out or not, we'll see. But oh, they better get out of there. Yeah. Well, you saw the movie. Man, all these people dying around her, and she's still like, oh no, I'm just gonna sit here and watch this movie. Excuse me. Oof. That is such a fake leg, though. That is such a fake leg. Oh my days. The budget on this movie must have been like £5 or something. That was a fake looking leg. Well, he couldn't save George. So why does this guy have divisions then? Fire alarm's been cut. Of course. Underappropriate, I mean to say. Also, he's very underrated and underappreciated. Underrated Stallone? I don't know if I say he's underrated. I mean, oof, yikes. Nailed. I don't know, I feel like he's more appropriately rated, or unless you mean in specific like areas. Like the first Rocky movie was very dramatic. And even like the first Rambo movie, or or First Blood, that was very dramatic. And the Creed movies, Jacob, he put his heart into those films. The Creed movies were really good. Well, the first two. Third one's not out yet. But it's a shame that he's actually not in the third one. Like, Stallone's actually not going to be in the third movie, which is a real shame. There was like some kind of issue or falling out with the producer or something like that, and oh, is he gonna get it? Oh, is it too late? Oh. But that's... I'm not sure water would put out a chemical fire, though. Like, water would actually not put out a fire like that. Like, I ain't no scientific ergomonologist or whatever, but you can't put out a chemical fire with water. Like, oil and water... Like, water will not put out an oil fire, for example, because the oil will float on water. So I don't know. I feel like they messed up on that one. They'll need like sand or something like that, or CO2 or was it CO2? I don't know what it's called, but it's not water anyway. Did they put up a scaffolding and not screw? Oh my days! Like nobody survives in this movie. That is not a small latte. I'm not sure that's even a latte. I was Creed 3, but I'm excited about it. Talking about his acting, even I think he's underrated as an actor. I think the general perception of Stallone is he is a meathead who is better suited to action movies like Rocky, but he showed his range in subsequent movies like Copland. Oh, I remember Copland. Yeah. That was a good film. Okay, and I think I see a point. But yeah. Oh, it's not over yet. Well, I guess nobody survived this movie. Well, that was the Final Destination. Oof. That was the Final Destination, Final Destination 4 from 2009. You know what? That was terrible. That was gloriously terrible. I can't lie. I enjoyed it, but I enjoyed it because it was so gloriously terrible. I feel like a film like this pretty much knows what they're doing. They know they're making a terrible movie. They know it's stupid and nonsensical and just dumb and cheesy, and they run with it. I feel like they just embrace the fact that they're making a very cheesy, silly movie with a little bit of gore, but not enough gore to make it like really gory, you know, just enough gore for people to be like, ooh, that's a little bit, but it's not, you know what I mean. So yeah, I'll give this one a thumbs up because it's gloriously awful, and I appreciate that. I appreciate that. So yeah, I enjoyed this absolute trash of a film. What do you guys think of the Final Destination for those who watched along or those who've seen it before? But yeah, Creed 3. I mean, I would say I'm still looking forward to it, even though Stallone's not in it. It's a shame he's not in it, but I think I'm still looking forward to it because I really like the first two movies, especially the first one. I thought that was excellent. And this one has John Majors in it, who I've seen a few things, and he's been really good and stuff that I've seen him in. Plus, it's Michael B. Jordan's directorial debut, so that's, you know, something as well. But we'll see. You know, there's none of that means it's going to be any good. So. Got leftover in at 1-0 for sure. Hey, the new I could convince you to see my point of view. I mean, I guess I don't see him as an underrated actor because I guess I've seen quite a lot of his movies and I've seen his range. So in my mind, it feels to me like, you know, he could do the action, he can do the more dramatic stuff, and you know, he can be like not always the star of the movie and that kind of thing. And so I guess because I've seen a lot of his stuff, it doesn't cross my mind how other people might perceive him. But yeah, I get that. We've seen Final Destination before. It's pointless watching it again for obvious reasons. Yeah, I mean, I don't say pointless, but yeah. Yeah. There's always a point to something. Maybe not much of a point, but there's certainly no surprises to come once you've seen it before. Can't believe I watched this movie again. Just reminded of why I didn't like it. Gloriously terrible movie this was. Well, I thought so anyway. You enjoy it as a cheese fest because the CGI go. No, the CGI was bad for sure. The CGI was bad, like, especially like, I mean, I noticed it more in the beginning. But yeah, the CGI was bad. Stephen A. Oh yeah. I know that guy. Well, I know of him, but yeah. I'm looking forward to it mainly because it's Michael B. Jordan with John Majors. So we've literally got Killmonger versus Kang the Conqueror in this movie coming up. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And Valkyrie in there as well. compare so the last opportunity on the area side. Yeah, it's not experience. That's what CGI and horror just leaves me every time. I mean, CGI has its place. CGI has its place. I mean, if even in horror, CGI could have its place, but yeah. I think certain movies it doesn't go so well, but I feel like this one, it was cheesy enough to kind of like be like, oh yeah. But with one sec. Cool. With yeah, I guess it's always difficult to compare actors because they're all so different just anyway. And I think Stallone isn't really trying to be the type of actor as like an Al Pacino or a De Niro. He's really, at least from what I can tell, it seems to be just trying to do his own thing between the dramatic roles, the more action-based roles, and comic book movies and that sort of thing. I feel like he's trying to do his own thing. He can't try to carve his own path, which is fine. I think that's what you should be doing, really. But yeah, I mean, I feel like when people talk about an actor being better than another actor, I don't think that's exactly true. In a sense that, of course, there are, say, actors who can pull off certain emotions more convincingly than other actors might be able to pull off that emotion. I think that's maybe fair to say. But in terms of just overall being a better actor, I'm not sure. I feel like that's not exactly accurate because they're so different and they do different things, and they typically, well, at least the smart ones anyway, play to their strengths. Like Schwarzenegger, for example, often gets panned as being as really bad. At least he used to get panned as being as really bad actor. He's not a good actor. He's not a good actor. But then the movies that he did were great because he plays to his strengths and he plays to what he knew he can do well. And I think Stallone does that as well. He plays to his strengths, and he pushes himself. He tries to do different things on a regular basis where it might be more dramatic, it might be more action, and like something like Expendables, for example, which has like a little bit of drama, but is mostly that kind of 80s style, 80s/90s style cheesy action movie. And that's great. I love the Expendables. Like 1, 2, and 3 were fantastic. So I'm really looking forward to 4. That's fine, but too heavy reliant is a no. Filmmakers have become overly dependent on CGI. In my opinion, I prefer the old school special effects. I mean, I would say I generally prefer like practical effects to CGI as a very general kind of rule. But yeah, CGI has its place, I think CGI has its place, but when you look at older movies, CGI tends to age badly a lot of the time. Even the stuff where you look at it at the time, when you watch it when it comes out, it's like, wow, that's amazing. And then like 5 years later, you watch back and it's like, yeah, maybe not so much. Especially if it's in the movie Doom. Well, I've not seen Doom actually. That's the Rock, isn't it? He can be a decent actor. He showed that's in True Lies in the Days of Maggie. Maggie is a good movie, wasn't it? Maggie was a good movie. I saw that, I think, in the cinema actually. But yeah, I liked Maggie a lot. That was a good film. I think a lot of times how good an actor comes across isn't just down to the actor. I think a lot could be down to how they're directed as well. You know what I mean? You can take like somebody who's, I don't know, let's say you take Daniel Day-Lewis, right? But you pair him up with a director that can't bring certain things out of him, then it's always going to look bad. Or if you have like a terrible script to begin with, there's certain things, no matter how, as they say, there's like a saying that goes, you can make a crap movie out of a great script, you can never make a great movie out of a crap script. You know, so I feel like, yeah, actor definitely doesn't have to be skillful at certain things, but at the same time, if the actor is skillful but the director isn't, you can still end up with like a great actor looking bad. But if you have like a really good director and a not so great actor, so to speak, I feel like a really good director can still get that actor to look better than they are. You know, like I think you see that sometimes when you watch a movie and you feel like, wow, everybody looks great, it's all convincing, all the acting's fantastic, but then you see some of those same actors in another film and it's like, bro, this is terrible. They don't know what they're doing. So yeah, I feel like it's just a combination of things between director and actor and how they play together. It's one of the reasons I think you see certain directors work with certain actors consistently, because they can work well together, like De Niro and Scorsese did a lot of films together. You know, I think that's part of the reason we find somebody that you can work well with and get good results with, and you know, get along with is important as well. You tend to kind of stick around. Yeah, movie makers had to be more imaginative when it comes to effects. Yeah, I mean that still happens today, but more so with the lower budget movies. Not so much with the when Hollywood starts throwing money at it, it's just like, oh yeah, that's CGI that. But yeah, with the lower budget movies, you might see some still interesting things come up with how to do sound effects or how to make things look the way they look. And yeah, End of Days was a good film as well. Yeah. I moved to my must watch. I haven't seen Maggie, but yeah, definitely Maggie. So I'll say, if nothing else, definitely check out Maggie. It was an independent film, I think, so it wasn't like a big budget movie. Like it was, I think, not as because you know he was governor for a while. I don't think it was his first film when he stopped being governor, but it was, I believe, amongst the first films that he did when he stopped being governor. But yeah, it was like it was a relatively low budget movie, even though it's got Arnold Schwarzenegger in it. It wasn't like a big budget film. It was a kind of a low budget, I believe, independent film. So yeah, it didn't get a lot of advertising and stuff like that, but definitely worth looking up and checking out. They probably spent most of their money on hiring Arnold Schwarzenegger for the film. Didn't have much for anything else. But yeah, good film still, nonetheless. Very different off Arnie. Hey, who's your all-time favorite director? Oof. But I mean, there's definitely quite a few directors who've done a lot of great movies that I like. I don't know if I can pick one. I mean, I think I'd have to go with Akira Kurosawa, just because he's such a pioneering director for a lot of movie makers, even till today. So yeah, I'd probably go with Akira Kurosawa. But yeah, Stanley Kubrick for sure. I think in more recent years, Christopher Nolan has been really impressive with his movie making. What was the best British movie ever made? Yeah, guys, best British movie. Oof. I don't know. It's kind of hard to find a British movie though, because like a lot of films get filmed in Britain but have American actors in them, and then a lot of films get filmed in America have British actors in them, and it's so mixed between like Britain and America, right? I don't know how would you define British movie? Like, are we talking about British writer, British director, British producers, British actors filmed in Britain? Is that what we mean by British movie? Or what else what would you mean by that? Because I guess if we go in, the entire production is 100% British. If we go with that, I mean, what comes to my mind right now would be things like kidulthood, but I'm not sure if that's 100% British. It might not be, I don't know. But that's what comes to my mind at the moment. I don't know if that's the best, but it's just what comes to my mind right now. But if you want to go back in time a little bit, you've got like, oh, actually, there was a lot of the Mike Leigh movies from that sort of 90s. I might put in there as well. So things like, Secrets and Lies. And I can't even remember a lot of them right now, but yeah. But yeah, I'll say definitely. I'll put some Mike Leigh movies in there. If we go like 100% British productions, I think those were 100% British productions. I think, without doing any kind of research right now, I believe they were. I think personally, The Long Good Friday is the best British movie I've ever seen. Both is really amazing. I don't think I've seen it actually. No, I haven't. No, I haven't seen that one actually. He really did get his acting back on it, Maggie. It's really good indeed. Can't pick one, to be honest, Jacob. Way too hard. CGI Resident Evil Retribution were okay to me. Okay. That was like the fourth movie. They made like 1 million of those movies in the end, so I think they're starting them again now. Some sex indeed. You know, like for me, as a British movie in Cherry Tree Lane. Okay, to make it easy, filmed on location in Britain. Filmed in Britain. Okay. Shit, Secrets and Lies was unbelievable. Yeah, Secrets and Lies was, yeah. I haven't seen it for a long time now, but I remember watching it a while back, and yeah. Shaun of the Dead, of course. Yeah. Shaun, I forgot about that. Wasn't that London Has Fallen 28 Days Later, with produced over there in England. Yeah. Yeah, 28 Days was filmed in London. Like, I think all of it, or most of it at least, was filmed in London. And, like, especially that kind of famous scene where he's walking through and it's just all empty. Shaun of the Dead, yeah. Shaun of the Dead, was it Hot Fuzz as well? Those are good movies. Yeah, old school film now though. This would be like early 90s, I think that came out. Feeling is kind of disturbing. Definitely recommend. Sam recommends we watch a disturbing movie. Alright. Okay. Why not? Why not? Cherry Tree Lane. 2010 film, Cherry Tree Lane. A couple is terrorized by a gang who is hunting their son. Okay, I'm just looking at the names. I don't believe I recognize any of the names here, but no bother, no bother. Eden Lake. Let's see here, Secrets and Lies. Let me just search that real quick. Here we go. Secrets and Lies, 1996. That came out. Directed and written by Mike Leigh. there's a realness about it. Secrets and Lies, a performance from Brenda Belfin and Maria Jean-Baptiste were best the worthy, in my humble opinion. Didn't it win some awards? Let's see. Movie database would have that listed somewhere. Or maybe not. They used to. Oh, here we go. Nominated for 5 Oscars, 36 wins, and 47 nominations total. So it didn't win. Don't think it won an Oscar, but it did win a bunch of other stuff. Yeah, it didn't win an Oscar, but it was nominated. Best Picture, Best Actress, Brenda Bethlin, Best Actress in Supporting Role, Marianne Jean-Baptiste, Best Director, Best Writing. So it got nominated in 5 different categories at the Oscars, but it didn't win any. That's still pretty impressive, though. The one film to get nominated in 5 different categories. Speaking of Oscars, Oscars are soon, aren't they? I mean, the Oscars are this month. The next Oscars, right? Do you think anybody's going to get slapped this time around? Probably not. Probably not. I don't think, have they announced the nominees for this year's Oscars? I don't know if they've announced the nominees yet. Oh, no, actually they have. They have, I think. There we go. They have announced them. So what we got? Everything, Everywhere, All at Once leads Oscar nominations. You know what? I've said this before. I know I've said it before, but listen, if you have not seen Everything, Everywhere, All at Once, it is an amazing film. It is an amazing film. I cannot recommend that film enough. It is definitely maybe the best film I've seen for 2022. Possibly definitely amongst the best films I've seen in the last like maybe 10 years or so, maybe even more. It is an incredible film if you've not seen it. Who else is barred? He is actually barred. That was his punishment. He's not allowed to attend any Oscar events for the next 10 years. Well, I guess 9 years now. It happened last year. So that was the only interesting thing about the Oscars. The Oscars are so dull. It looks staged to you. Yeah, no, it did look staged. I think at the time I was kind of skeptical about it because, yeah, it did kind of look like a could stay. It wasn't in the end. It was a real thing. And yeah, I generally don't pay a whole lot of attention to the Oscars. I don't particularly care who wins and who loses or whatever. I mean, congratulations, of course, to winners, but I don't usually care. I might look up certain things, but I generally don't bother. But yeah, I probably will not be watching the Oscars this year. But there were some good films that come out last year for sure. Some good films came out last year. Well, out of a few that I saw anyway. Yeah, I think it's just because, like, a lot of times these things happen. I think we're kind of used to things being staged, used to things being fake. I get it, but at the end of the day, it's like it's always going to be that thing about, you know, was it real? I don't know, man. I think it's gone on far too long to yeah. I think at this point it'd be a lot. What's the word what am I trying to say? It's a lot to go through for a prank. You know what I mean? Like at this point, it's a lot to go through for a prank. So yeah, I don't think it was fake. I think he really did slap him. He really was in a negative state of mind. And by his own admission, it was just not in a good place himself, and it wasn't really about Chris Rock and just about the moment and everything happening, and he acted in a way that doesn't behoove who he is. We're only human after all. I'm boycotting the Oscars. Terrified 2 isn't nominated for Best Movie. No, it is not. Is it nominated for anything, actually? Let's see. Just search Terrifier. No, it's not. It's not. Well, how many R's in Terrifier? Is it 1 or 2? Let me see. No, it's not. Either way, 1 R or 2 R. I don't think Terrifier is nominated for anything. That's a shame. That's a shame. I mean, they have an independent movies category for the Oscars, right? Or don't they? I don't think this is the full list, you know, actually, now that I'm looking at it. Because I'm pretty sure the Oscars has an independent film section to award independent movies. And I don't see that here. I don't think this is a full list, you know. I don't think it's the full list. Let's go into the movie database. Let's see, Terrifier 2. It has 4 nominations, actually. Let's see what they are. I don't think they're Oscars. But yeah, none at the Oscars, but it has been given 4 nominations for one at the Greater Western New York Film Critics Association Awards, Hawaii Film Critics Society, Indiana Film Journalists Association, and the New Mexico Film Critics. So it did get some nominations for somebody, just not the Oscars. Oh well. Oh well. Somebody's recognizing it at least. It was the most shameful thing I've seen at the award ceremony. And Will snapped Chris said, "Do you think he fall? What would Tupac do?" Yeah, that was that joke going around, wasn't it? But nah, I don't think that's what happened. I mean, I don't know if it's a guess because he's pretty much said it now anyway. But what I was thinking is that, you know, Will Smith's a guy who, you know, a lot of people make jokes about him. A lot of people make jokes about him, his family, his wife, and everything else. And he's a very public person, and you know, a lot of personal details about it. His life has been made public in recent times, and he's probably taken it all in with, like, you know, laugh it off, laugh it off, laugh it off. And what I personally saw was somebody who's always just laughed it off and just got to that point where it was like, I don't want to laugh anymore. And it was less about, you know, Chris Rock and what he said, because what Chris Rock said wasn't that bad. And I think everybody could pretty much agree with that. It wasn't really that bad. It was just more the straw that breaks the camel's back. You know what I mean? It was that tiny little thing that just landed on all the other things that was there before that were not really being addressed, not really being dealt with, not really being, you know, worked through. And it just got to that point where it's like that tiny little tap, and it's like, I don't want to laugh anymore, and he gets up in all his rage and slaps him. That's what I think happened. I don't think it was like planned out or whatever, or, you know, I know there's all the jokes about two, but I don't think that was the case. Or even like people saying about Jada rolling her eyes. Honestly, I personally feel that had nothing to do with it. You know, I could be wrong. I'm just a casual observer like everybody else when it comes down to it. But in my opinion, that's what I think happened. It was just completely Will Smith in his own mind, so used to laughing off at everything, and just got to a point where it's like, I just don't want to laugh anymore. And yeah, it happened. Not to say that makes it okay, of course, because it doesn't, but that's what I think happened. Also, it's too good for Terrified 2. Shame on them. Do you think Art the Clown would kill people at the Oscars for nominating him or for not nominating him? Because it might be one of these things where they're like, you know what? If we don't nominate them, that means they technically can't lose if they were never nominated. And if they can't lose, nobody gets killed. They're safe, right? Because if you get nominated, but there's somebody else wins, and it's like, then they're in danger because now they're lost. But if you never get nominated, you don't really lose because you were never there. So maybe it's just a way of keeping themselves safe. Just not even risk it. Just not even risk it. They're like, you know what? Let's just not nominate them. Don't want Art the Clown coming after us just in case someone else actually wins the Oscar. I'm just saying. Or even worse, if he does win, he's got another killing weapon. So it may be best to not give him any awards. It may be best to not give him any awards. Probably both. He's mad because his wife is an arsehole. Jada, oof. Yeah, a lot's been said about Mrs. Smith. Maybe it's true. Maybe it's not. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, there's definitely like, I think there's definitely something to be said about being open and how it's good to be open, and it's good to be, you know, honest about your feelings and let people know what you're going through and showing the world that you're human as well and you go through problems of this, that, and the other. I think there's something said about that being a good thing. But I also think there's something to be said about not everything needs to be made public. You know what I mean? Not everything needs to be a public discussion. And sometimes you just gotta be like, hey, you know what? We want to be open, we want to be honest, and we want to be all this kind of stuff, genuine and this, that, and the other. We want to be, and that's all good. But at the same time, not everything needs to be public business. And that Red Table Talk, I mean, I think they do a lot of good stuff with their discussions, to be fair. But then at the same time, it's like, do you really need to discuss everything about your personal lives, you know? I'm just saying. But hey, Holly weird, right? Holly weird. Talks of feminism that we ain't allowed to talk about. Yeah, I see one video. It came online shortly after the Oscar slap incident. Now, I don't know if it was filmed before or after the slap, because I'm not sure that's made clear in the video. But what is somewhat clear, at least in the video, is that Will did not want to be filmed at that moment. And it just seemed like Jada had the camera in his face, like the phone camera in his face. And at that point, he for whatever reason, he did not want to be on camera. And she's filming it, still asking the questions. And it's kind of clear, like, you know, when people kind of joke around things, like, don't film me, don't film me. But then there's a point where when they're being serious, and it's clear they're being serious. it's like, yo, this dude was being serious. He did not want to be on camera at that moment. And she just kept the camera in his face and kept probing him about things. And it's like, mate, like, and it's like I said, I don't know if that was before or after the Oscar thing. It could have been before. It could have been, I don't know. But either way, it's like, come on, you gotta respect people's boundaries. You gotta respect people's boundaries, especially somebody that you're living with, you're married to. You know, you're supposed to be the one person they can trust, and you know, above everybody else. And you just got a camera in his face at a time when he does not want to be on camera. It's like, dude, come on. And then you post it online as well. It's like, yo, it's bad enough you filmed it, you go and post it online. It's like, ugh, come on. Yeah, well-published affair with the dude August. Yeah, but apparently it wasn't, I don't know, Hollywood. It's like, according to them at least, they, Smith, like Will Smith knew about it. And it was at a time when they wasn't together because they actually had split up at that time. Hollywood. I mean, here's the thing though, regardless of that, if they split up and knew about it, that's their business. I ain't here to judge nobody. Well, no, I'm not here to judge nobody, but here's the thing though. Like, this is a dude who was something like, he's significantly younger than Jada. Significantly younger, like maybe like Nick, close to 20 years younger. Like, he's not, like, he's a friend of her son. Like, he's that kind of age. I think it was like maybe early 20s at the time it happened. Early to mid 20s at the time. I'm not sure. But here's the thing. Because you could talk about, okay, whatever, they're consenting adults, but not quite. Because the story goes that she was supposed to be helping him overcome a drug addiction. And that to me is like, yo, that's manipulative, bro. Like, if you're helping somebody overcome a drug addiction and at the same time you're sleeping with that person, nah, that's so manipulative. Like, like, whatever was going on with her and her husband, that's their business. I mean, it's all their business anyway, but it's like, yo, you're supposed to be helping this guy overcome a drug addiction. Nah, that's not okay. That's not okay. I don't see too many people bringing that up, but I'll bring it up. I've mentioned it before as well, and I'll say it again. That's not okay. Whatever else is going on, that's their business, but that's not okay. Like, imagine you're in your 40s. In fact, some of you are in your 40s. You don't even need to imagine. But you're in your 40s, and you got somebody who's, let's say 25. Okay. So yeah, consent. That you're all adults, right? You're all adults. But this 25-year-old is a recovering drug addict and comes to you for help to overcome that addiction. And because you're having problems with your relationship, you're like, well, you know, we can lay here and fix each other. Like, nah. Right, exactly. If it was a guy, if it was like a 40-year-old guy and a early to mid 20s girl, recovering drug addict, nah, that would not get glossed over as it did this time around. Like, that is predatorial behavior. I ain't gonna call her a predator because I don't know her like that, and like I say, I ain't here to judge. But that is predatorial behavior. That is not okay. Because you are messing around with all kinds of emotions, especially like Recovering drug addicts. Yo, that is not okay. They don't have an open relationship. That's ridiculous. I saw her table took himself and she would not stop talking. And he looked so broken. It was hard to watch. Yeah, that one. That one. So it seems emasculated. I don't know if that's true. I know a lot of people say that. I don't know if that's true. But, well, maybe. Maybe I just don't say it. You talk about Bandle. I'm saying as if that was the constant abuse. Apparently, according to she says when Jada were into some way yet. Well, I think with everything we've heard about them, that's very believable. Only one email should have been left. Jada about that's on him. Exactly. Looks goofy right now. You already know she wanted to help herself to some more Johnson. Well, yeah. You know, there's a picture that, what's his name, August Alsina? There's a picture that he posted a while back where he's like standing and he's just like wearing boxers. So you can see like the print, the imprint of his, you know, man parts. And, well. 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 You know what I mean? Well. Just saying that dude might have broke her back. I'm just blew her back out. Just oof. For the sake of the kids. Maybe aren't they all grown up now though? So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. But you know what though? I feel like that whole thing about staying together for the kids is somewhat of a bad idea. Like if you're having problems with your partner, I feel like staying together for the kids is just a terrible. It's just because all you gotta do is expose them to negativity. Like I feel like if you're having those kind of problems with your partner and you got kids, the best thing to do is to split apart. Like if you've got unresolvable issues with your partner, yeah, if you got kids, be apart. It's better to be apart. Like the whole kind of stay together for the kids. It's like you're just gonna be miserable. You're gonna be angry. It's gonna be toxic, and they're gonna see that, or at the very least, they're gonna pick up on it. So yeah, if you're with someone and you're having like unresolvable issues, yeah, it's just time to call it quits and try to split as amicably as possible. But it's time to call it quits. The whole stay together for the kids thing, I feel like that's like it's a bad idea. Kids anymore either since they want to act some type of way because of their mammy. Forget all the kids. No, they ain't even together anyway. They basically said, yeah, Andre table talk. Was a Ruka and all that. What's his name? Was Bobby Weinstein flight list. Oh shit, really? So I guess to be fair, there's like any number of reasons that could be. Assuming it's true, there could be any number of reasons that could be. I mean, he is a big Hollywood star, so. But yeah, Hollywood, man. Hollywood. Professional reasons, maybe. That I could believe, actually. That I could believe. I mean, I ain't gonna say that's true because I don't know, but I could believe that. I feel like there's a lot of. My guess would be there's a lot of people in Hollywood that are together for professional reasons. In fact, it's not even an uncommon thing. You know, people get together because they feel like it, you know, boosts their career or whatever, or it makes them look good or whatever, this, that, and the other, and they just stay together because it's more beneficial in terms of their career than it is for them to be apart. So yeah, that would not surprise me. Yeah, but especially keep an actor in the form of them, just everything she has included in that platform is uses money. There is any veracity this career is gonna plummet like the Titanic. Is also said to be on that list. Also, what is the flight list actually? Because I mean, I guess it's something bad. But let's see, what is it? Is it like a list of people Harvey Weinstein is associated with? Harvey Weinstein's red flag list includes Ben Affleck. Oh wait. Harvey Weinstein's red flag list includes Ben Affleck, Rose McGowan, among others. The unsealed core papers also unearthed desperate pleas from Weinstein to powerful people, including Michael Bloomberg, Jeff Bezos, to help save his career. It was on a disgraced Hollywood mogul Harvey Weinstein's red flag list, according to unsealed documents prior to the publication of the reports exposing Harvey Weinstein. The media movement producer kept a list of names of people he was concerned could be talking to journalists in 2017 about their sexual conduct with women. His name appears on that document, known as a red flag list, which was reviewed. Okay, so this is actually a good list to be on, because it means you were possibly talking to people to expose the guy. So this might not be the list we're looking for. That's a different list that came up here. Oh, so Tom Hanks is one of my favorite actors. Wow. Wow. Oh, okay. Let me try to search that then. Let me search Islands. Weinstein Islands list. That might get better results. By the way, do you mean Weinstein or Epstein, by the way? Because there's an... Because I'm getting results for an Epstein Island visitor list. I mean, either way, it's a bad list to be on. But... So I'm getting... Well, what I'm finding here is Epstein Island visitor list. Jeffrey Epstein, yeah. Epstein, Weinstein... It's all Steens. But even still though, it's not a good list you want to. It's not a list you want to be on. It's not a list you want to be on. But yeah. Like you did when I got it wasn't. But maybe someone's been. I'll say some accent. My favorites. So it's a baby. Oh man, I love the pervertine. You could watch Ricky Gervais in 2020 Globes and look at Tom Hanks' facial expressions. Island, yeah. Okay, so I think I've got a list here now. Is this the whole list though? But there's some interesting names on this list. Okay, so yeah, Alec Baldwin. Some names have been blocked out, but Jimmy Kimmel is on it. James Gunn. James Franco. Well, that's not too surprising, actually. Chrissy Teigen is on the list. Chris Tucker. Let's see if I can find Will Smith. Yeah, Will Smith is on the list. Tom Hanks. Yeah, they're there. Stephen Colbert. Okay. Seth Green. Wow. Some of the goody two-shoes of Hollywood are on this list. Kevin Spacey. Well, no surprise there. Madonna is on the list. Raw. Beyonce, you know, nah. Beyonce is on this list. Ben Affleck. Barack Obama. Raw. Okay. Well. Courtney Love. Pharrell Williams. Raw. Quentin Tarantino. Marshall Mathers. Eminem is on the list. Raw. Okay. Yeah, there's some interesting names there. Some names you wouldn't expect. I guess to be fair, being invited to the Epstein Island or on his list doesn't mean you were doing bad things yourself. It could potentially mean, however, you saw something that perhaps you should have said afterwards, and perhaps didn't say something afterwards that when you should have said. I'm not gonna accuse nobody of nothing. I'm not accusing nobody of nothing. I'm just saying there's some interesting names on this list. Stephanie Germanotti, that's Lady Gaga. Robert Downey Jr., Iron Man, you know, is on that list, bro. Well, some names you wouldn't expect, but yeah, I mean, to be fair, none of that means they were doing bad things themselves. But like I say, it could potentially mean that possibly involved in some maybe direct or indirect way. Woody Allen's on that list. That's not a surprise. Steven Tyler, Steven Spielberg. Oof. Well. Listen, Hollywood, man. You can't trust nobody in Hollywood, no matter how good they come out seem to be. He seems like such a morally good and wholesome type of guy. Then again, he's an actor, so you can put on a pretense. Indeed. It's how it is sometimes. Sometimes people who come across as they're like the best people turn out to be horrible people. You know, like Mr. Beast is getting a whole lot of backlash right now, and to be fair, I feel like with him it feels a bit unfair though. I can't lie. I think with him it feels a bit unfair, but he's getting a whole lot of backlash for some of the good stuff he's doing because people be like, you know, he's got all this money and you know he helps people, and then he makes money off the people that he is. Yeah, it's kind of weird. I feel like his one's a bit unfair though. I mean, he could be a bad guy for all I know. He could be, I don't know, molesting the people that he helps as well. For all I know, I wouldn't know. But so far, at least, so far, he seems to be doing good things and then creating ways of making money so he can keep doing good things. And until something happens otherwise, it's like, hey, let him do it. But even still, I feel like there's always that thing where it's like when people come across as being really good, is always that level of skepticism where it's like, but are they though? But are they? Are they? I mean, they could be. And hopefully they are, but are they? But hey, until proven otherwise, I'll jump down here. It's really on down. Even one member of royalty was embroiled. Oh yeah, was that Andrew something or other? Was it? Yeah, he's probably on that list somewhere as well. Let me see. So I can find his name. Actually, he's not on the list. Unless it's been, like I say, some of the names have been covered up, but I can't see him here. But then again, oh, Anthony Kiedis is on this list. Oh, Anthony Kiedis. John Legend as well. Bruh. No wonder this guy was getting away with stuff. No wonder this guy was getting away with stuff. The people on this list, their reputations that could be absolutely destroyed. No wonder this guy's getting away with stuff. He probably had all these guys in his bag in some level. My name on that list, so I can give it them. Well, I don't know. Let's see. Is Braxton's name on this? Nah, you're good. I can't see your name unless it's one of the ones that's been covered up. I can't see your name, so we good. We good. Maybe I'll keep anyone should be investigated. You don't know, Prince Andrews and nonce. Yeah, I mean whether he's on the list or not, that guy's a wrong'un. I'm a fan of the majority of people on that list. It is proven that they were implicated and that will be heartbroken. I can't lie. Yeah, for sure. I don't want to say the name of that particular member of the world. I wouldn't shout as Hollywood strikes me as CD. Yeah, no, indeed. Like there's so much darkness in on the underside of Hollywood. Stuff that we see. And then the things that happen underneath the surface of it all, it's crazy, man. Like the levels of abuse that goes on, it's just mad. It's mad. And yeah, most of it we don't see. We might hear about it. I feel like the stuff that we hear about is not even like this much of probably what actually goes on. That's why you come across people where, you know, they used to be famous and then they're not really so famous anymore. People like to talk about how they fell off. They fell off. So I feel like sometimes it's just, you know what, they just probably got sick of all the toxic skullduggery and you know that just goes on in Hollywood. And just thought, you know, I just don't want to do that no more. And I just don't want to. They don't, you know what I mean? I feel like some people get a little taste of how bad it can be, and even though you can become real famous doing it, it's like, it's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. And I think that's what happens. That's be my guess. That would be my guess. That's what happens. That some people just get like a taste of that limelight. Be like, you know, I just don't want to live like that. I don't want to go through all that abuse just to have that fame. And some people probably see the abuse that goes on and think, I'm not even gonna touch it. I never even try to get to those kind of heights. This is why Epstein didn't kill himself. Yeah. Somebody didn't want somebody didn't want him to have any leverage anymore. I think that's what most likely probably happened. He had a lot of leverage, and somebody was like, "I'm sick of that leverage," and made it look like, well, yeah. This collective careers will be trash for sure. Okay. I returns on you if your political opinions don't align. It's stupid. Yeah, it's a mad place. It's a mad place. And the things some people are willing to do to just be in there on a small level. I'm just saying, man, like, not much surprises me these days. Like, the things that people are willing to do, the lies that people are willing to cover up, the lies people are willing to destroy, the deals people are willing to make to get to that fame, to get that money or whatever it is. And not just Hollywood, of course. Not just Hollywood, I know, but I'm just saying, like, I'm not going to accuse these guys of anything. I'm just saying, not much surprises me these days. Oh no, for sure. I don't. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think anybody's mourning his death or nothing. But yeah. Suppose I don't really know that much about Epstein. I mean, apart from him being a pedophile, I don't really know like what he did. But apparently, allegedly, he had a lot of leverage on a lot of these people. So it's like, Oprah Winfrey, shit. Damn, man, Naomi Campbell. I'm not even trying to read the whole list out. I'm just spotting a few names here and there, and it's like there's some to stand out to me. They have to do all types of rituals to make it in Hollywood. I'm just saying, there are people out there who are really talented, you know, putting a lot of effort for a lot of years and never get any kind of fame. You know, at most they might get, you know, a little bit of a head turn, but they never really get any kind of fame. And you have to kind of wonder, like, why is that? Like, why is certain industries so difficult to break into? Because you'd think if you're talented and if you work really hard at certain things, and if you're, you know, turning up to the auditions and turning up to if you think that if you do all that, at the very least you can get, you know, maybe, of course there's no guarantees in life, but you'd think at the very least you can, you know, be able to get to somewhere. But it seems like a lot of the people who are really making waves, well, like I say, not much surprises me these days. The things people are willing to do. But yeah. Anyway. I think that's a good place to start winding down and wrapping up a little bit. A lot of Hollywood. I mean, I didn't count the names on it. There's maybe about 50, 60 names on it, something like that. I don't really count. Maybe 100. I don't know. But yeah, certainly a lot of people in Hollywood. Well, maybe not a lot, but in terms of total number, but certainly a lot of big players in Hollywood for sure. Certainly a lot of big players. I'll save the children thing during last recollection, and it all got wiped. Pizzagate. I don't remember that actually. Save the children last wiped. Pizzagate. I don't remember that. But then again, I don't really pay much attention to politics, so that could be it. Save the Children statement on the United States presidential election results. CEO Joe Biden has a strong record on children's issues. Following the U.S. presidential results announced today, Save the Children CEO Jan T. Soriepto issued the following statement: Save the Children and the Save the Children action together congratulate the presumptive president-elect Joe Biden and Vice President-elect Kamala Harris from COVID to conflict and inequity to climate change and the stakes of children. Hillary Clinton is supposedly Taliban. I think I heard about that as well, actually. Politics either. Yeah, I mean, I guess yeah. I mean, I probably know more about things than I actually realize, but I generally don't follow a lot of celebrities or politics. But I guess when certain things blow up, you can't help but hear about it, and of course people tweet and Insta and whatnot. But yeah, as a general rule, I don't follow British politics or American politics, but I think sometimes people well, especially on Twitter, it gets a bit much. I'm just like, bruh, he's quit complaining all the time, so just get on with it. anyway, yeah. Guys, so I should be live streaming again on Friday evening, playing some games. Hopefully for a little bit longer than the last time. I got mad tired on the last stream, but yeah, so hopefully a little bit longer. Perhaps we're happy Trump is making a comeback. Is he though? Is he? Are they gonna elect him again? Well, I don't know, man. I mean, what America's choice is? You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't, as they say. So, anyway, but yeah, should be last week on Friday. Maybe I might even post a video during the week, but that's probably not gonna happen. I'm not kidding myself. We can to be involved in that. And guys, you have been awesome as always. Appreciate you and all that you do. Thank you for keeping me company. Thank you for keeping it lively. Trump might be asked, but he was good with the economy. Just saying, Trump has a big support base, but is it big enough? Is it big enough? But yeah. Guess we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. When's the next lecture? I guess it'll be a few years from now, isn't it? It could be like 2 years, I think, from now. The next day. Anyway, doesn't matter. Bunch of geriatrics in the office. That's all it is. I mean, he'd be like, what, 80 something by the time, or 70 something, or whatever it is, pushing 80 by the time it comes around. But these guys should not be running the country. Like Biden, what's his face, Trump. None of these old geezers should be running the country. Like they're way like, mate. If the number is, I mean, how are you gonna run a country when you're like pushing 80? Like, bro, you're closer to 100. Do you know what I mean? You're closer to 100. And it's like you're trying to run it. Nah, come on, man. The retirement age is what, 65, and you're running the country at 80. Like, bro, come on. Come on, like, just no. That should not be happening. That should not be happening anywhere in the world. That is not a good idea. I don't care what your politics are. It's not a good idea to be that old trying to run a country. Trump is a better option than Biden, in my opinion. It don't matter either way. We live in the UK. Wow. We'd like to think it doesn't matter. It just might. One of them is going to screw something up. Trump, Biden. I don't know if one's better than the other. They're both suck in different ways. I mean, you can get one if you want to, but I don't know. I feel like I'd advise against actually wearing it though. Like, I'm just saying, Jakes. Black guy wearing a MAGA hat. But then again, I think in London you might be okay. I don't think too many people care in London. I don't think you might be okay in London actually. You might be okay in London. Maybe don't go to Los Angeles with a MAGA hat. That might not work out too well for you. But you might be okay in London. I don't think enough people care about it to say anything. You might end up on like Instagram or something, like somebody filming you on a train or something. Black guy wearing a MAGA hat in Brixton. You might end up on I'm Just Bait or something like that, but maybe that's about it. Yeah, that's the unfortunate truth. Yeah, Sam be there with a popcorn. I'm a proud sellout, Uncle Ruckus. All right, well. But yeah, and on that note, yeah, till whenever, if ever. Peace out, y'all. I'm supporting my Jacob. All right. Just so you know, like, if you do wear it and there's any kind of backlash, that's me. I'm trying to keep my black card intact. It's like hanging by a thread already. I'm like, I don't know these niggas. That's me right there. I don't know these niggas. That's me. It's for the cafe, right? So good. I don't judge. I don't judge. I mean, there are black folks that support Trump and Confederate flags, and there's all kinds of different reasons for that, and agree, disagree. A lot of it, I would say, I personally don't particularly care about one way or the other. A lot of people do have very strong opinions on those things. I'm not one of them. I'm kind of like, I'm more the guy that has opinions, but don't particularly care that much about, you know. Oh no, that's not right. Or don't always care that strongly about certain things to voice those opinions. You know, I'm more that kind of guy. So that being said, yeah, if you did actually wear a MAGA hat and start with a Confederate flag and it went south, I don't know these niggas. That's me. Just so you know. Just so you know. I don't know none of these niggas. that's how it's gonna go. That's how it's gonna go. He's back with some with me at least. Big way. Big day out. Where did they go? You know, I'm kidding. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. But yeah. Sam's gonna get in trouble, Jakes, by the way. Sam's gonna get in trouble. I tell you what, if you do it, just let me know. I'll be there with my camera. I've never had a viral video, so just let me know so I can record it. Because I really want a viral video. That's so yeah. You be helping me out. I could finally get a viral video. So just let me know if you actually do it. Yeah, Trump. See, just some of his politics appeal to me. No, so I get that. I mean, it's like the old saying, even stopped clock is right twice a day. You know what I mean? Like, nobody is all bad. Nobody is all good. And, you know, just because you don't necessarily like a person's views on certain things, that doesn't mean that everything they say has to be disagreed with. And I think that's one of the problems with the discussions about politics, and in particular with the American politics, at least from what I can tell anyway. It just seems like if you decide to support Trump, everything Biden says is wrong. If you decide to support Biden, everything Trump says is wrong. And nobody's really kind of looking at it like, well, actually, maybe there's some points here. You know, there needs to be a balance, I think, and that just doesn't happen these days. It's so polarizing. So a lot of times I'm just like, you know what? When I see that stuff on Twitter, I'm just like, I have a thought on it, but I don't care enough to get into an argument with somebody over you know what I mean? It's just like that. It's like that. So yeah, so good, man. It's so good. Exactly, broken clock. Exactly, yeah. Even a broke clock is right at least twice a day. So there you go, man. There you go, this with your friend. I hope it's people up, and that's funny. Back in here, Braxton's back, but yeah, it's time for me to depart. It's time for me to lay my head down and close my eyes for approximately 6 to 8 hours, and then go earn some money or something like that. Yeah. Or he might have actually, because I think the comments do stay in the chat. But anyway, we'll end now. So we'll go there. But guys, you have been awesome as always. Appreciate you coming through. Appreciate you chatting with me. Hopefully enjoyed the movie, or at least hopefully enjoyed the live stream. And until whenever, if ever, peace.